Hello friends! So it's been a minute since I filmed a video, or favorites video I should say. It's been hella long. I know. So this is gonna be a long one, guys, okay? Hang in there. There's no rhyme or reason to these products. I'm literally just gonna pull them out and show it to you. Usually I kind of organize it. I literally go like makeup, skincare, hair care, whatever, but you know what? It's whatever. Mascara I've been loving this month is Better Than Sex from Too Faced. Only thing I don't like about this mascara is right here. If you guys notice this little groove right there, it always comes out. And it doesn't, if it gets stuck, you will get some clumpy ass mascara. But let me show you like how it ends up looking. Like, I hate this shit. But other than that, I absolutely adore this mascara. It's one of the only mascaras that actually make my lashes show. And it lasts all day for me personally. I could get teary-eyed and everything and it still wouldn't rub off. I think Too Faced did really good with this mascara. This mascara is very sticky. It's very thick, but not in a bad way. I actually really enjoy the way it wears. I love the way it looks. It holds my curl. It does a little bit of everything, volume, length, and curl. The only thing it doesn't do is definition, obviously because of the very voluminous sort of brush. It's like an hourglass shaped brush. The only thing, again, like I said, that I don't care for it is the packaging itself. So they are relaunching this in a couple of months. This part right here, this little groove, they're in the middle of fixing it. So the owner of Too Faced, owner, CEO, makeup artist, whatever you want to call him, he is redoing that because that was like the #1 complaint. The other day, literally, I pulled open my mascara and the whole thing came out and I was like, okay, not okay. But the formula is amazing. I absolutely love it. If they could just fix the packaging, that would be wonderful. Next product I grabbed out of here were these Escanol cleansers, I guess you could say. They're called cleansers back home in the Philippines, but they're really like what would be equivalent to like an astringent slash toner here, or perhaps even a cleansing water. I feel like they're more like astringents because they do leave a little bit of a tingle, not in a bad way whatsoever. It totally just depends on what exactly you want out of it. Like for me, the calamansi one, this one tends to leave a little bit of a tingle, like in a cooling sensation. The papaya one doesn't do that for me. The papaya one is my absolute favorite out of all of them, but my top 3 is definitely going to be the papaya, okay, the calamansi, that just dropped, and the cucumber. So you'll get like a sort of refreshing tingle, but the beauty of these is that they whiten the skin. Personally, if I could, I would live off this my whole entire life. I love Escanol. I'm sorry, it's like holy grail right here. And I know this sounds really weird, but the calamansi one, I use that specifically for whitening my underarms. I know this sounds really weird, but I'm sorry, it just works. So I mostly use this at night or just after the shower. I let it kind of dry and then I put on my Dove deodorant. The combination has been working wonderfully for me. So I mean, I'm tan, so I have naturally like dark areas on my skin, like around my elbows, underneath the arms, my knees, sort of. So if I don't exfoliate or cleanse properly, it tends to darken really fast. I'm part of that group that has extra melanin in their skin. Is that what they call it? We just have like too much pigment, so we tan easy. I don't burn. I don't ever burn in the sun. I just get dark. You see me? You see how brown I am? Another Escanol product that I love that I recently tried is the papaya soap. I was gonna say soap, scrub, whatever you want. Scrub, it's a scrub. I recently tried this because I got it from back home as well. They don't sell this here. I think, well, actually, I think the only place I've seen it at was Seafood City. That's the only place I saw it, at Seafood City. The one in Vallejo, I believe. But yeah, I really love this stuff. So I've been using this for underneath my arms as well. Sorry if this is TMI for you folk, but let's be honest, okay? A lot of us struggle with dark underarms. And I was like shaving for like the longest time. I took a break from waxing. I forget why. I guess I never had time for it. My razor was there in the shower, you know what I'm saying? I coupon, so I have a ton of razors and shaving cream. So I was just trying to use the stuff that I had. But I just started realizing and noticing that it was getting significantly darker than it used to be. And I'm like, you know, I've always had dark underarms, but they weren't that bad. And now they were getting worse. So I was like, yeah, no. It's about, I want to say $5 or $6, give or take. But I love this stuff. It's amazing. Okay, next product are Fanny Serrano powders. I picked these up in the Philippines as well. These are only like, I want to say $6 US. These are so inexpensive, and these are incredibly comparable to MAC Studio Fix. So this is what it looks like. It comes in a compact like that, much like MAC Studio Fix. And then it has a mirror on one side, the powder's here, and then you flip this guy up and then you get like the spongy thing there. I don't ever use this. This is what they call a two-way cake powder. Two-way cakes are really, really popular in the Philippines or Asia in general. I was always like, what the hell is a two-way cake? It just means you can use it wet or dry. Over here it would be called like a dual finish, if you will. But I absolutely love these. You can use these wet or dry. If you use it wet, it tends to be a little bit more of like a sheer cream foundation as opposed to a thick, overly covering kind of cream foundation. But the color that I have is called Orleans. And this is perfect for anyone who's like NC 40, 42. I do also have Raja, which is a darker one. Obviously too dark for me. It was perfect for me when I was in BI, but even though I'm brown right now, I'm lightening just a little bit. So I do use a mix of the two at the moment, but more often than not, I'm pretty positive that I'll be Orleans. What I love about these is the coverage. They work amazing. So whether you apply with a sponge or a brush, they look absolutely flawless. To me, they smell like cocoa. Someone told me they smell like old lady, but no, they smell like a mix of like hot cocoa with vanilla powder, if that makes any sense. But I absolutely love these. These are incredibly affordable. They're some of the most highly rated powders in the Philippines, and I cannot wait to get more. Another thing I like about it is if you notice that I have a compact version and a refill version, because you can pop the pan out and refill it, and I love that aspect. I was like, what? Hell yeah. If you are a makeup artist, you'll probably want to invest in these if you're a makeup artist somewhere in Asia or whatever, or if you can get your hands on it over here in the US, because I think there's like a couple of online stores that will sell it. I want to get almost every single color and then pop it in a Z palette and take it with me on my gigs, because this is a very, very amazing powder that is amazing for the price. I can't wait to do a review on it because I absolutely love this powder. Like, amazing. It's one of the only powders that have a very, very high SPF of like 35, and it doesn't leave like a weird cast on the face at all. Another foundation powder I like is their actual cake foundation, which is also from Fanny Serrano. I have the color in Toffee, which is probably a very, very perfect shade for me at the moment. This is like a mix of Orleans and Raja, so I was trying to find one that I could use like right now. I've been grabbing, whatever. I've been grabbing for this a lot lately. I absolutely love it. I never use a sponge. I don't know why it's in there. But I never use it. I just use a brush. I wish the packaging wasn't so slim and kind of rectangular like that. I wish it was more of like a square or even a circle like the other one, but it is nice and slim. You can use it for touching up. I feel like it applies really, really well. Because the talc factor is a little bit higher in these two powders, some people might find them to be very powdery, but on me, they don't look like it. Like, I have Toffee on right now on top of my Revlon Color Stay Whipped, and it looks perfectly fine. Liquid liners that I've been loving and not loving. I think I've mentioned the Super Slim from L'Oreal before. A comparable that I've actually been very much enjoying is a Sephora Felt Tip 24-hour liner. I absolutely love this liner. It is very comparable to the L'Oreal one. I do believe the L'Oreal one says it's 12-hour. They last about the same on me though. The Sephora one maybe a little bit more so. Like, even though I'm teary, I feel like the Sephora one lasts a little bit longer. But to me, they're almost comparable. Almost exactly the same packaging. Also very similar to the new Tarte one as well. The new liquid felt tip pen whatever thing that they have. I feel like there's so many of these on the market now. There's even another Asian brand that's very much like these. In my opinion, they all work the same. I'm sorry. I would say the only defining factor would be like lasting power, but they all essentially work exactly the same. I'm more of a fan of felt tip liquid liners. I don't like the brush tip ones, which I'm going to mention one of them in a little bit. I don't like the ones that are more like a very stiff marker, sort of like a Sharpie almost. I don't like those at all. The tip is way too stiff for me, and I feel like the tip sort of wears down much like a Sharpie would. So I'm not a fan of those at all. I very much like felt tip ones. I'm all about them. I love them. So these two are really popular. The only reason I'm showing you the Super Slim is because the Sephora one is incredibly comparable to it. They're about the same price for me, but the L'Oreal one you can easily coupon on. There's always coupons on L'Oreal eye products, so every time there's like a buy one get one 50% off or L'Oreal 40% off or whatever, it's the best time to do it. The coupons that come in the mail, they always last for months at a time, so there's one out right now that I think doesn't expire until sometime in June or July or something like that. Liquid liner that I do not care for, and sorry, don't get mad at me, but I'm just not a fan of this liner. This is the Kat Von D Trooper liner. It's one of the best sellers in our store, one of the best sellers liquid liners, period. But I hate the brush. Like, I am not a fan of it. The brush, although it looks like a felt tip, is actually not a felt tip. It's actually very fine, stiff hairs that are like kind of molded into a felt tip. She actually released a new one called the Ink liquid liner, which is her felt tip version of this liner, and I like that so much better. I recently tried that one and I absolutely love it, but this one's so not a fan. I don't know if you guys can really, this is going to be hard to show you, but I don't know if you guys are really going to be able to see, but basically it's like sculpted brow hairs that like are tailored into a very fine tip. But my issue with it is that it skips. I don't know if you guys can really see this. And then in comparison to like my Sephora one, for example, the only thing about the Sephora one is you can't hear that little ball. So I actually, you know, get really annoyed because I can't tell if it's out or whatever. They actually dry kind of fast. So that's a gripe about it. I'll mention that right now actually. Is my only concern is that this one, you can actually hear the ball. So you know when the liquid is coming out, and then you know, you can point it down and be like, okay, I'm getting the liquid out. But the thing about the marker ones is once they're dry, that's kind of it, the felt tip ones. So my Stila one lasted me like 6-something months, but my L'Oreal one and the Sephora one lasted me about 3-4 months at a time. That's my only issue with those. So my only issue with this Kat Von D one especially is that it skips and it's extremely liquidy. So if you notice, the top one is the Kat Von D, how uneven it is and how unsaturated the color is, and the bottom one is the Sephora felt tip. So the main difference to me is just like the color saturation. Like, I'm so not a fan of going over and over my liquid liner. I don't have time for all that. I want the liquid to come all the way out. I want to do, because otherwise when I do my wing, it skips and it's so annoying. So that's my biggest issue with this. Even when I use it on clients, I find myself going over and over and over. It's just so annoying. I want the liquid to come out very nice and even, and I feel like it never does with this. I have a lot of people that are absolutely in love with this liner. Honestly, I can't do it. It's not for me. Some concealers I've been loving. I did a first impressions review on this one. This is the Age Rewind Neutralizer, the yellowish one. My only gripe with these products is this stupid little ball thing, this antibacterial thing. It says it's antibacterial, but I just can't get over that it's weird. But I love this stuff. I've been using it for a couple of months now and I absolutely adore it. I don't get sleep anymore, or even before, but even now it's worse. But I don't get sleep, so anything that'll help neutralize this darkness, I'm all about it. So I use a combination of these two today. I really enjoy the Pro Conceal from LA Girl. Love this stuff. They did good with this product. I absolutely love it. I do think the color choice could have been a little bit better. To get a perfect like yellowish shade, you'll definitely have to mix. My preferable shade, my preferred shade is Pure Beige, which is this one. That's what I have underneath my eyes. It's not enough to make me look overly bright, but just enough to sort of neutralize all the darkness that I have. I don't really care for it as far as highlighting goes. I feel like I would probably go a little bit lighter or add something on top of it. But as far as covering, it does a pretty damn good job. I actually really enjoy it. The consistency is really nice. Is it comparable to MAC Pro Longwear? In my opinion, no. It's a little bit different. The consistency, number one, is definitely different. But I'll do a review or maybe a comparison video on it. Again, I don't want to talk too much about it because this video is going to be forever long. But in short, love these two together. Love this by itself or with other concealers. Basically, I like using this with all my other concealers to sort of help brighten underneath my eye and help neutralize any darkness that I have and make my eyes appear a little bit brighter because, again, I don't get sleep. A foundation that I've been loving that I probably have mentioned before this video is a Studio Sculpt. A lot of you guys, prior to my dad passing away, have mentioned in my video, not my videos, my Instagram pictures that my face looks absolutely flawless. You guys love my foundation. I would say 80–90% of the time it was this because I've been using this for a couple of months now and I absolutely love this foundation. Now that it's a little bit hotter, I'm not reaching for it as much. I'm reaching for other things, but I love the finish of this foundation. I'm still wearing it. I just don't grab it as often. But I was definitely wearing this about 2 months ago, so I thought I would mention it because I was wearing it a lot. I love this stuff. It looks gorgeous on the skin, absolutely flawless. Before this heat wave happened, I was grabbing for this a lot, but now that it's hot, the past like, I don't know, 4 days, I haven't been reaching for it. I've been reaching for other things, but before that, I was grabbing this a lot. I love this stuff. It looks so gorgeous on the skin. You'll notice that in a flawless face video that I probably posted before this one. And then, yeah, you can be the judge if you like the way it looks, because I personally do. A lot of you guys have asked me to do a flawless face series with this one, so a routine of this has probably been posted before this video, and hopefully that explains just enough for you what it does for me. Some brow products that I'm loving this month, and even last month. Sorry, this is kind of a combination of like the past couple of months since I've been missing, right? You guys know I absolutely adore the Anastasia Dip Brow. This is one of my holy grail products now. I absolutely love this stuff. I use the color in chocolate. Someone keeps recommending, or people in general keep recommending that ebony would look better on me. They both work almost exactly the same. I promise you, when I put them on, they don't look any different. The only difference is chocolate literally looks brown, but I don't like my brows to look like a soft black either. But both of them look perfectly fine on me. I promise you, I love them both. I just chose chocolate because it's something that I can kind of manipulate a little bit more. Ebony, it's kind of hard to lighten, but this one I can soften a little bit with my Girl Boy brow set from MAC and kind of soften it a little bit on days when I want to make a lighter brow for myself. So this is just easier for me to manipulate personally, but yes, I would totally use the ebony. That was the first one on my mind that I was going to choose, but I just don't wear my brows that rich anymore. I mean, I wear them nice and defined, but they're not like uber dark anymore like they used to be. I do, however, and you guys are probably gonna kill me for this, but I absolutely adore the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow. I have talked about this before. I absolutely love it. I owe you guys a tutorial on how I use this product. I've been reaching for this more because it's been hot as hell, and I was in the Philippines and it was the only thing that would hold up. I have to be completely honest, the dip brow didn't hold up for me in the Philippines. This did. I swam, I sweat, you name it, I did it, and this lasted longer. Like, I can't even, like, I love this stuff. This has lasted me for a very long time. I think I purchased this like around my birthday time, like in November. So it's been at least 6 or more months already. It's May. Oh God, time flies. It's been about 6 months already, and I still have a significant amount left. You only need a tiny amount, just like you would the dip brow, but I promise you, I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lot of people would love this better if Makeup Forever made more color choices. So it's a little bit frustrating. That's the only thing in my opinion that's challenging for them, but if they could release every single color, or if they could release the more important colors, I guess, that people would reach for, then it would do so much better than the dip brow. I absolutely love the dip brow, do not get me wrong, but the aqua brow, I feel like maybe people are just intimidated because of the texture. I really don't know, but I love this one. 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 I get a ton of compliments every time, and every time people are like, I want what's on your brow. I want what you have. Or they see it and I'm like, oh yeah, I have that on, and they're like, this is aqua brow on you? And they're very surprised all the time. So I'm just like, geez, are people like really intimidated? Maybe people are just really intimidated and it wasn't as hyped enough as the dip brow was. Maybe that's it. I really don't know. But personally, I don't know. The aqua brow kind of just wins by a smidgen for me personally because of my lifestyle. And if you're the type that goes on vacay to very humid places, you're gonna love that shit. A hair product I've been loving, and probably the only hair product in my whole entire box right here, is the Preta powder from B&B, Bubble and Bubble. Sorry, I should probably actually say it, huh? I love this stuff. It's basically like a dry shampoo slash volumizing powder. It smells amazing, and you don't need a lot of it. Oh, I love this stuff. It smells so fresh. It's literally something that you kind of just like literally sprinkle into your roots. You kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, or you can spray it at the base of your roots and tease it, whatever you like to do. It literally holds all day. I love this stuff. A lot of my girls at work, they absolutely adore this stuff. I feel like it holds up all day. Some teasing will kind of either go down or you gotta hairspray the shit out of your hair to make it work. It's very rare that I've ever tried a powder that actually held, and this one is a very special powder. So it's very light, but it also has a little bit of tack to it, so it really holds. It's absolutely amazing. One of my girls, Nicole, I'm talking about you, one of my girls at work, she lives by this stuff. She absolutely adores it. She is the queen of teasing, queen of backcombing, and it looks amazing on her, and she uses it all the time, and it never looks bad. I've never seen it look bad on her, ever. Oh, just kidding. I have another hair product. Another hair product that I've actually been enjoying. Surprisingly, it's from Suave. Suave is kind of coming up. This is the Moroccan Infusion Deep Conditioning Shine Mask with Moroccan Argan Oil. I love this stuff. As you can tell, I've significantly used a good amount of it. You basically use it in place of your conditioner in the shower. You let it sit for like 5 or so minutes. every time I use this, and I use this mostly when I straighten my hair. So like the days that I flat iron my hair is when I use this, because it adds a really, really nice shine to my hair. And every single time I use this, someone will tell me, your hair looks nice today, your hair's super shiny, and it's because I use this. So it definitely does work, obviously, enough to get noticed. So I love this stuff. It smells amazing. It's a really nice creamy light texture, but not heavy enough to wear my hair down. I have really thin hair. I have a lot of hair, but it's just very, like, the strands are thin, so it feels thin to me, you know. So I'm really picky when it comes to hair products, because I don't want things like weighing on my hair. And sometimes deep conditioning masks tend to do that because, of course, they are heavier. This is one of the few that do not do that. So I absolutely love this. Suave Professionals is coming up. I actually really very much enjoy this line. Another makeup related product that I've been loving, sorry it's kind of dirty right now, is my Purple Beauty Blender. You guys noticed that I recently purchased this, but I've been using my Beauty Blender in general for like the past 2 months. I barely reach for my brushes anymore. I've been using my pink one, but I just recently purchased the purple one, so I thought I would show it to you because it's in honor of Color of the Year. I love this thing. It's so cute. It's so cute. A body product that I've been loving. I never really mentioned body products anymore, but I love this stuff. If any of you guys have been following me for a very, very long time, you know that I have a skin condition called keratosis pilaris, which is basically chicken skin bumps. I also have eczema, although that one's kind of like reactive. It just totally depends on like my diet, and it also depends on maybe I got an allergic reaction from something, or even the climate. But I took this one to the Philippines, and this one is the Eucerin Skin Calming Itch Relief Treatment with Cooling Menthol. So it's supposed to immediately relieve and calm itchy dry skin. Of course, it's fragrance free. I picked this up during couponing because I saw it and I was like, I don't think I've ever tried this one. I am so not a fan of the original Eucerin. I hate the texture of it. It's really sticky, and when I apply it, it just kind of absorbs like a little too fast for me. This one is really, really nice. It applies almost like Vaseline, where it's like sort of creamy, and then you have some time to like massage it in your skin. And it does have a really nice cooling effect. So in the Philippines, I was like so hot, so I was like, oh my god, this feels so good. And then in the winter, I liked it because I wasn't itching my skin as much, I noticed. So I noticed that I wasn't itching my chicken skin as much as I used to, and I think that's kind of cool. It's very hard for me to find a really nice body cream lotion type thing that I could be in love with, and this is one of them. A face product that I'm kind of not really feeling. I mean, I like it, but I don't. I mean, it's just alright. This is the Olay Fresh this is the Olay Fresh Effects Bead Me Up Exfoliating Cleanser. It's very, very light. I'm sorry, but if I'm exfoliating, I want to really exfoliate. Like, I'm not saying I gotta scrub the shit out of my face like with the apricot scrub or anything, but I want to feel like it's doing something. And I feel like this is something that you can even use with like your Clairsonic. Like, it's so gentle, it just feels like it's not doing anything. It's okay. It does make me feel kind of fresh, but I don't know. I'm not in love with it. I don't feel like it does anything for me. I feel like it's just like a basic sort of face wash with a little bit of like really, really, really fine beads in it, and that's kind of it. So I feel like it's more of a very light polisher, I guess you could say. I feel like you can even use this with your Clairsonic, but it's definitely supposed to be like a soft scrub, if you will. But I'm just not a fan of those, so I didn't really care for this at all. I'm glad I couponed on it and got it for super, super cheap, almost free, because if I paid money for it, I'd probably be kind of like, A fragrance that I've been in love with. I haven't been wearing fragrances too much because it's super, super hot, and when it's hot, I just feel like it makes it worse. But I've been adoring these two together. This is the Elizabeth and James Nirvana, black and white. I personally love the black more. It's a little bit more seductive, a little bit more spicy. Normally I go for fruity scents, kind of like Escada or Viva La Juicy or Ed Hardy. Like, I usually go for like more fruity scents, so I really didn't think I would like this at all. Like, the white one completely by itself is so not me at all. It's a little too clean, a little bit too peony for me. But what I usually do is I'll do more of the black and then cut the sweetness, cut the spiciness with the peony in this one, and it works beautifully. So when I use the two together, it's absolutely amazing, but for some reason when I use them one with the other, it's just not really that great. I like them together. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love these. A lip product that kind of disappointed me this month was the Maybelline Baby Lips Glow, Pink Glow, whatever it's called, Glow, yeah, Lip Glow. I bought it in hopes, thinking that it would be a really nice, you know, drugstore alternative to the very expensive Dior Lip Glow. The Dior Lip Glow is super easy for me to get personally. I receive it in gratis all the time. I absolutely love it. I always have a way to get it no matter what, and I'm personally willing to pay the price for it. But it gets expensive after a while if you use it all the time. And there was a time when I used it so much that I literally blasted through 2 of them in like 3 or 4 months, and I was like, oh fuck. Because it's so creamy that it wears down super quick. So I was trying to find some alternatives to it. I do have the Sephora Color Reveal Balm. I do like that one. I'm not in love with it. Between the two, I would still choose the Lip Glow. So I bought this one in hopes that I would love it. I think I like the darker one better. I have it laying around somewhere. I have no idea where it is right now. I'm sorry, I think it's in my car. But this one is the lighter one. I like the darker one. There's like a dark version that suits me better because I'm darker, obviously. And my lip tone is like a natural rose color. So this is just way too light for me. It's not bad, but it just looks like a basic chapstick on me. I don't really see the glow. I think this would be better on someone who's fair-skinned. But if you are tan like me, you'll probably like the darker version. So there is a dark pink version of this. I do love how it smells, but unfortunately I was kind of disappointed with it. I really thought that it would do a little bit more than what it offered. But I do like it. I'm just not in love with it, and I'm slightly disappointed by, you know, the claim to fame here. But it's just alright. It's just alright. Another sort of skincare item that I've absolutely been loving that I never thought that I would even look into is this moringa stuff. I posted this on my Instagram. They call it a superior liniment. It's basically like an ointment, I guess, like a topical sort of treatment. I love this stuff. It works for everything. Like, it was the quickest and only thing that worked for me when I got a mosquito bite. It like literally shrunk it the next day, much like it would a pimple. That's another thing. It works on pimples. And it does work for muscle aches too. So like at night, like when my feet kind of hurt, you know, from work and stuff, I sort of rub it around my ankles and it really helps. I love this stuff. It's probably only like, I think, $4 sort of for like a huge, well, this is huge to me because you don't need a lot of it. For a pretty big bottle. I don't know where else you can find this. I'm sorry. I know some people bought moringa like in Mexico or whatever, but this specific product I've only found back home where I'm from. Sorry guys. This is what I use a lot, like almost on a daily basis these days. I keep reaching for this. I'm almost out of it. I was like, oh no. But I love this stuff. It works amazing, and it's like the perfect shade for me right now. It looks gorgeous on my skin. I get a ton of compliments. I don't even reach for my high-end stuff anymore. I'm always constantly grabbing for this guy. I just love how it looks. If you guys want, oh, big bird. If you guys want to see my flawless face whatever routine, that'll be listed down below. I love this stuff. I can't get enough of it. Another skincare product that I didn't care for is the Acne Spot Fast Fix from Murad. A lot of people have been talking about this, that they absolutely love it. It didn't work for me. I don't know. Honestly, I think it's just the benzoyl. It doesn't work for me. The benzoyl peroxide is not my favorite thing in the world. Salicylic works better for me, even though it peels a little bit on my skin. It does help shrink like pimples and blemishes a lot faster. Sulfur is a little too strong for me, but benzoyl does nothing. It does work for a lot of people, so I do still recommend it. I do recommend trying it first to see if you like it, but it's just not strong enough for me personally. It's supposed to literally shrink it like during the day or even overnight, and it just doesn't do that for me. Sorry. I'm just not personally in love with it. I feel like salicylic works better for me. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my favorites. This video is already uber long, and in a few weeks you'll be seeing another favorites video anyway, right? Otherwise, that is all for now, and I will talk to you guys later.